Greetings, everyone. This is one of your final assignments for Global Studies course for this semester until you move on to your next courses for the spring semester. What I'm going to do in this video is break down the instructions for your Human Rights Issues project. And I'm going to break this down into 4 different parts. The first part is going to be about due dates for this project. The second part is on presentation requirements. The third part is going to be on resources that are meant to help you, so please use them. And the fourth part of this instructional video is on the grading rubric. Now, all of this is shared with you in our Google Classroom. You'll be able to review these instructions at your leisure whenever you need it. And as always, I'm always available for questions, concerns, if you're confused, if you want to check facts with me, need help on research, I'm always here for you. So first part of this instructional video is on due dates. Now you see right at the top I've got tiered due dates. So what I'm going to offer all of you is you will receive 10 extra credit points if you turn this project in between January 19th and the 21st. You'll receive 5 extra credit points if the project is turned in January 22nd to the 26th. And if you turn it in by the absolute last date that I can accept it, which is January 27th, you will receive 0 extra credit points. Now, no work will be accepted after January 27th. Students will receive a 0 for the entire project if you turn this into me the 28th, the 29th. Anything after the 27th will not be accepted. This project counts as a quiz, a test, and a homework grade. So this is pretty major. I'm asking you to do your best and turn it in by the 27th. All right, part 2 of this instructional video is about presentation requirements. So what are you going to have to do for this presentation? You will create and share with me an 8 to 10 slide Google Slides presentation on a human rights issue. They are listed below on this sheet and we'll go over that. A couple very important things to note. Do not copy and paste from your internet source. Do not copy and paste from another student's work. And do not write about the United States. You are not choosing a human rights issue of the United States or from the United States or where the United States is the major player. This course is called Global Studies for a reason. We are learning about world history. We have not talked or learned anything about United States history because that's just not what this course focuses on. So you will probably earn a 0 on the entire project. You would probably be invalidating your entire project if you write about the United States. I will not be able to accept any work that you do. So do not work hard on a project that is on the United States. You will fail. Your slide presentation should address the following. 1. A summary of your human rights issue. A summary should include a description of the issue. Tell me what happened. Tell me why it happened. Tell me what happened after something happened. These issues don't just take place one time or on one day. They take place over the course of years. And it takes years to build up to that. So give me a brief description. It can be in paragraph form. It can be bulleted. But be the teacher in this situation and teach me about your human rights issue. Included in your summary and your description, you should have a list of reasons or causes that led to this violation. So if we're talking about the Holocaust, for example, the Holocaust didn't just happen in one day. It didn't even happen over the course of 1 year. It took years that built up to the Holocaust. Then the Holocaust event took place in many different areas in Europe, affected millions and millions of people in Europe in several different countries, and it took place over the course of years. That is something that you need to understand, and you need to reflect that in your project. You need to tell me that you understand that. I want to see evidence that you understand how it impacted history. What is the effect of the Holocaust on the world? What is the effect of the Holocaust on the world's people? How did the Holocaust impact politics, international law? How is it still? Here we've got generations after. How is the Holocaust still affecting generations today? 2, I want to see a chart comparing deaths to other major human rights violations in history. This chart should include a title, labels, a source. It should be easily read and understood. I should be able to look at your chart, whether you find it off the internet, or some people have also created their own chart based on the research they found, and that's acceptable as well. It's wonderful. But I should be able to clearly see and understand the link between your chart and your human rights issue. 3, you need to include a map illustrating locations where your human right is being violated. This should include as much of the following as possible. So again, if we're talking about the Holocaust, where did the Holocaust take place? Show me a map of where it took place. And again, it took place all over Europe. What continent? What country or countries? I'll include countries here. Country or countries, region. City names. Relative location to geographical landforms. So relative location to geographical landforms, an example of that may be during the Holocaust, the concentration camp known as Auschwitz was located west of this river. The river obviously has a name. That is relative location to geographical landforms. Another example may be this death camp during the Holocaust was located in Poland, north of these mountains. And identify those mountains. Number 4, the fourth requirement for your presentation. Identify the provisions of the United Nations Declaration of Rights that tie to your human rights issue. And here is a link to the UN, United Nations Declaration of Rights. These declarations were written after the Holocaust. So if you're trying to think about how politics, economics, international law, war crimes, human rights crimes were affected as a result of the Holocaust, the UN Declaration of Rights is one of those answers. You're going to link here, you're going to click on this link, you're going to do your research. You're going to find one of these provisions. A provision is just, it's another word for a law or a statute, basically listing out, here are the human rights laws that are no longer acceptable and can be tried in a court of law or a international law. What you're going to do is you're going to analyze these Declaration of Rights, and you're going to find one or two that link to your chosen topic. So sticking with our example of the Holocaust, you're going to click on this link, find two of these provisions or laws that clearly link to the Holocaust. The Holocaust was a crime. These are laws identifying those crimes. Find a provision that makes sense, that links with the Holocaust. The fifth item for your presentation, requirements. Solution and or actions which could have been stopped or prevented this violation. So here what I'm looking for is, I'm asking you to research and find at least one hero. This could be a person. This can be a group of people. This can be politics that work to stop or prevent or help those affected by your chosen topic. All right, so if we're sticking with our example of the Holocaust, there are so many heroes, quote unquote heroes of the Holocaust that saved lives. Now, they may have saved 1,000 lives, 5,000 lives. I'm not telling you to find someone or a group that saved 1,000,000 lives. There's no requirement for something like that. But what I'm asking you to do is find someone who fought for people's rights, fought for human rights, tried to stop the atrocities that took place. And in that, I want you to give a brief biography of that individual or group. Tell me why they're important. Tell me why you researched them. Tell me how they tried to help people or how they did help people. And how did they impact the events of the violation? Okay, did they bring it to an end faster because of their actions? Do not copy and paste, and do not write about the U.S. I'm going to repeat it over and over again so that you understand. All right, part 3 of this instructional video is on resources that are meant to help you. And right on this sheet here, you've got list of pre-approved human rights issues. There are 6 that are pre-approved for you. And you will notice none of these have anything to do with the United States. Now you can choose one of these to do. If there's something else that you have in mind and you're just not sure if it would be acceptable, please email me. Send me a Google message, something, but I should approve it first. I don't want to get your project on the due date and say, Johnny, you didn't do the project correctly because you didn't do a human rights violation. All right. List of resources to get you started. So here are several resources to get you started. And then, sorry, my phone is ringing. Okay, I'm back. So you've got these resources here to get you started. I've also added a bunch of resources here based on the approved topics that I included up above. So if you're going to choose Cambodia, for example, here are a couple resources. Now, does that mean that you can only use these 2? No, not at all. You can certainly use others. The Holodomor, Rwanda, the Holocaust, Darfur, and Bosnia. Now again, you can come to me and ask, can I do my project on this topic? Absolutely, just let me check that out for you and I'll get back to you. Try not to use Wikipedia, okay? There's a lot of errors in Wikipedia, and let's just not go there, all right? We're looking for .org sites, nationally recognized websites, museums, human rights museums like the Holocaust Museum are wonderful resources. All right, couple reminders about a strong presentation. Strong presentations are supported by facts, statistics, and use credible sources. In addition, they are engaging by using visual and/or audio aids. You should have a minimum of 10 slides. Again, do not copy and paste. Do not write about the United States. You must include a modified bibliography of your sources. So this is a list of websites attached to your presentation, and this slide does not count as one of your 10 slides. There's also a grading rubric, and it's included on the next page. So scrolling down here, and this is shared. This will all be shared with you. This is a scoring rubric for your project. You'll see 0. You will receive a 0 on your project if you submit very little or nothing, or you write about the U.S. Automatic 0. I'll let you read through this, but your main categories are human rights issue. Did you clearly identify and describe your human right violation? Okay, so a human rights violation would be the Holocaust. Okay, it's genocide. It was a systematic killing of a certain people. Here's your chart and data, which I told you up above that you need. Does your chart include the title, the labels, the sources? It's easily read and understood, and it's clearly associated with your topic. That's for a full credit. A map. Does your map clearly show where violations took place and tracks its many locations or movements? This is the tricky part, the connection to the United States Declaration of Rights. Have you identified a provision, or more than one, of the UN Declaration of Rights, UND of R, that's tied to your issue, and explain how they are connected? You can't just give me a slide that says the Holocaust is linked to provisions 1 and 3, period. That doesn't work. You won't get credit for that. And your last piece on the rubric is solutions, actions taken to stop or prevent the violation. This should include a brief biography of the person or the group, what actions they took to stop, prevent the violation, and the impact beyond the violation.